Hello, and welcome back to Live Well Jax. This week, Jake and I are going to introduce you to the basics of effective resistance training, or strength training. We will be covering the evidence-based recommendations for strength training, important concepts, the type of equipment you can use, and how to train according to your goals and time availability. People will strength train for various reasons. Some will do it for strength, hypertrophy, increase in muscle size, muscular endurance, or to perform better at a sport they are playing. Even if you do not have specific goals regarding strength training, it is still highly recommended. Strength training will lead to greater work efficiency, a lower chance of muscular injury, reduced risk of lower back problems, improved performance in sports, quicker recovery from hard work, and a greater bone density.
Let's recall the FIT formula from last week, where we identified recommendations in regards to frequency, intensity, amount of time, and the type of exercise for cardiovascular endurance. We will apply the same formula to strength training. The American College of Sports Medicine has created evidence-based resistance exercise recommendations that are applicable to most adults. They advise that each major muscle group should be trained 2 to 3 days per week. These major muscle groups include the chest, shoulders, upper and lower back, biceps, triceps, abdomen, hips, and legs. The intensity recommendations are dependent on goals, but can be summarized as anywhere between moderate and vigorous exercise. As far as time goes, there's not a specific duration of strength training that has been identified for effectiveness.
The type of exercises can vary between movements that involve moving one joint or multiple joints at a time. Keep in mind the overload principle from last week, which emphasized that gradual progression of greater resistance, more repetitions, or increasing frequency is recommended for continued results in strength training. To create a strength training workout that is effective for you, it is important to know the concepts of load, repetitions, sets, volume, and rest. Load is the amount of weight you are lifting. If you're doing bicep curls with 20 pounds, then the load is 20 pounds. Using the same curling example, repetitions, or reps, refer to the amount of time you repeat the exercise. If you bicep curl 12 times, then 12 is your number of repetitions. Sets refers to how many times you repeat your repetitions. If you repeat 12 curls 3 times, then you are completing 3 sets. Volume means the amount of work you're performing, and rest is how long you are taking a break between your sets. Load, repetitions, sets, volume, and rest are items that will vary depending on whether your goals are muscular strength, muscular hypertrophy, or muscular endurance. We will discuss how to train for these 3 categories, but first we will discuss the types of equipment there are.
When doing strength training, there are 2 types of equipment, free weights and machines. Free weights consist of barbells, dumbbells, kettlebells, and similar equipment, while machines are pieces of equipment that provide resistance within a specific movement pattern. Studies do not show one being more effective than the other. There are pros and cons to free weights and machines. It is very dependent on what kind of goals you have and how familiar you are with each type of equipment.
Machines are generally easy to use. They have instructions on them as well as what muscles a machine will target. They also have a pin for quick and easy changes between the amount of weight. Some machines also allow for the performance of exercises that could be more difficult with free weights, such as a leg extension. Machines also typically do not require a spotter. A spotter is someone who observes a person exercising to help prevent accidents or injuries. On the downside, some individuals may not fit comfortably on the machines where you need to be seated. Machines also may hinder the complete development of coordination as well as may not provide resistance necessary to challenge experienced athletes.
Free weights allow for the performance of more complicated lifts. They also allow greater acceleration of the weight, which is appropriate for strength and power training. Also, many types of exercises can be performed with few pieces of free weight equipment, such as dumbbell squats, dumbbell shoulder presses, and dumbbell bicep curls. Another advantage to free weights is their ability to target the smaller muscles that assist in balance as well as the bigger muscles that are the prime movers. In general, free weights are safe, however they require a longer period to learn how to use them correctly and effectively. Oftentimes, strength training beginners will feel safer training on machines and slowly add in free weights. Machines are made in such a way that they can help beginners understand the movement until they can comfortably transition to trying free weights.
Now we can discuss the different types of strength training and the outcomes of them. Training for strength and power refers to specifically how much weight you can lift. People training in this area are lifting extremely heavy loads and are extremely careful to use proper form. Training for hypertrophy means that you are increasing the size of your muscles, but not necessarily trying to gain strength in the process. Training for muscular endurance refers to training your muscles to not fatigue. People training in this area will use the lowest amount of weight of the 3 types.
Now that you know the basics of these areas, Ruby and I can tell you how to train for the 3 of them by applying the concepts of loads, repetitions, sets, volume, and rest. The training stimulus for strength and power are as follows. The load is high, reps are low, sets are medium, volume is low, and rest is high. It is best to use 3 or 4 sets of 6 to 12 repetitions in order to make strength gains. Typically, athletes training in strength will need to make more efforts in the overload principle in order to see continued improvement. Rest intervals must be long, about 2 to 3 minutes, to allow for full recovery in between sets.
The training stimulus for hypertrophy are a bit different from strength. The goal with hypertrophy isn't to necessarily obtain absolute strength, but to increase muscle size. Because of that, the load is medium-high, reps are medium, sets are medium, volume is medium-high, and rest is medium. Athletes training for an increase in muscle size often use extra reps and sets. It is common to use 3 to 6 sets of 10 to 12 repetitions, as opposed to the 6 to 12 that people use for strength training.
Athletes training for muscular endurance should emphasize many repetitions with lighter weights, and due to this, the training stimulus for muscular endurance is as follows. The load is low, reps are high, sets are medium to high, volume is high, and rest is low. For example, multiple sets of 10 to 25 repetitions and 1 minute of rest is adequate training for muscular endurance. This will challenge the muscles to perform repeatedly with little rest.
In order to perform each exercise effectively, it's recommended to pay attention to the order in which you do the exercises. Typically, it is always recommended to perform exercises for larger muscle groups before small muscle groups, and to perform multiple joint exercises before single joint exercises. Depending on your goals or the amount of time you have, you can perform resistance training in 3 ways: total body workouts, upper and lower body split workouts, or split routines.
These are what we call workout structures. For total body workouts and the following structures, it is best to perform exercises for large muscle groups before small muscle groups and multiple joint exercises, such as a squat, before a single joint exercise, such as a bicep curl. It is also advised to rotate upper and lower body exercises or opposing exercises. One example of a good order of a total body circuit is this: 1. Barbell squat, 2. Chest press, 3. Lat pull downs, 4. Dumbbell flies, 5. Tricep push down, 6. Dumbbell bicep curls, 7. Back extensions, and 8. Planks.
For upper and lower body split workouts, it is best to rotate opposing exercises such as performing leg extensions and then hamstring curls. An example of a good lower body split routine is 1. Squat, 2. Leg press, 3. Leg extension, 4. Hamstring curl, and 5. Standing calf raise. For split routines, you would perform higher intensity exercises before lower intensity exercises. Split routines can vary in the types of exercises performed, but can be summarized in training only 1 or 2 major muscle groups at a time. For example, when doing a split chest routine, it is advised to do a decline bench press before an incline bench press, due to how the decline would be at a higher intensity.
Take a moment now to think of your schedule and how much time you are willing to commit to strength training. There are several training options that you can consider according to how frequently you are available to do resistance training. If you can train only 1 day of the week, then your best option is to perform a total body workout. If you can train 2 days of the week, then you have a few more options: a total body workout on 2 non-consecutive days or an upper and lower body split. If you can train 3 days of the week, you can do total body workouts on 3 non-consecutive days, an upper and lower body split, week 1, 2 upper and 1 lower, week 2, 2 lower and 1 upper, or a muscle group split routine.
If you can train 4 days of the week, you can do a total body workout with a modified volume, upper and lower body splits, or a split routine, such as Monday, chest, triceps, forearms, Tuesday, legs, Thursday, back and biceps, Friday, shoulders and abs. If you can train 5 days of the week, you can, again, do total body workouts with modified volume or a split routine. Training 6 to 7 days per week is high frequency and requires extreme caution to avoid overtraining. With nearly any exercise, there will be options. By that, I mean there will always be multiple ways to do exercises according to your fitness goals and level of fitness. For example, to exercise the quadriceps, you can do bodyweight squats, leg presses, or barbell squats.
Perhaps now you have an idea of the kind of strength training that you are interested in. Remember that all individuals are different and will respond differently to resistance training. There are differences in genetics, training status, nutritional intake, and the program that will make it so that each person responds in a way that is not the same as someone else. Keep in mind that progressive overload is the way to go and there are options for everyone. We hope that you now have a basic understanding of resistance training and we will see you again next time.